Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jorge Gonzalez, Coldwell Banker at Denver Central on this Tuesday, September the 12th, 2023. I wanted to talk to you for a couple of minutes about the Denver zip codes of 80211 and 80212, better known as the Highlands, even though the Highlands is technically only one neighborhood of many in these two zip codes. Super popular area of town. Very highly walkable neighborhoods. Some of the other neighborhoods, you got Sloan's Lake, Jefferson Park, LoHi, Sunnyside, Berkeley, amongst others. Just wanted to give you some updates, like what's happening in the area, what's going on real estate wise out there, throw in a couple of market stats here just to paint a little bit of a picture of what's going on out there. But, just this past weekend, actually, Sunnyside had its own neighborhood music festival, super fun. And a lot of these neighborhoods around here throughout the year will have, their own little festivals that are, super popular and very well attended. Sloan's Lake, known for the pretty famous, actually, the Dragon Boat Festival, which that was in July, late July. It'll happen again next July out there. But, a lot of cool areas, great areas as far as what's happening out there real estate wise. Now, some trends that have really impacted the Denver real estate market pretty predominantly in this year of 2023, this neighborhood has also seen fewer transactions that have happened relative to 2022, 2021, and even before that. Now to talk, this news just came out, actually. There's a developer who I guess is about to receive the approvals from the city of Denver to build a Moroccan-inspired hotel in LoHi, the corner of 16th and Boulder Street, which that should be pretty cool. Primetime area, a lot of great restaurants and bars within walking distance of that. And it's supposed to be, what they're saying is this hotel that they are going to call Raha, which means rest in Arabic, is going to be the interior designer, who is a Denver-based interior designer called Cohesivo Design, had this phrase that this is going to be the future of hospitality. It's kind of like a merge between multifamily and Airbnb. So it'll be cool to check that out when it's actually after it's developed and everything. But they said, this article that was in the Denver Business Journal said they're expecting to break ground before the end of the year, and they're anticipating construction is going to take about 2 years. So, maybe till end of 2025, this hotel actually gets done, and it's supposed to be 3 stories, 35 hotel room keys. There's supposed to be a rooftop deck, 2,000 square foot restaurant on the main floor. Sounds like it's going to be pretty cool, very much more boutique-y style, which I think is great for that area. But aside from that, what's going on in the market? Well, as of the beginning of September, let's see, the 2 zip codes had anywhere between 2.1 and 2.5 months of inventory. And that was kind of broken down sales in the last 3 months saw just shy of 300 transactions, 289 to be exact. 553 in the last 6 months and 988 in the last year, with just over 200 active listings, which got to that 2.1 to 2.5 months of inventory. Conversely, if you go back a year, so September 2022, and then you apply those same metrics, 3-month sales, 6-month sales, year sales. Back then, sales ranged anywhere from 350 transactions, that's the 3-month period, to 1,505 transactions. And at that time, there were 133 active listings. So now there's more active listings, just over 200 compared to a year ago. There were about 133, and back then inventory was 1 to 1.1 months. Now we're at 2.1 to 2.5. So If you're a buyer, you do have some more options. There's a slightly larger discount off of original list price, but technically the neighborhood's seeing about sales happen around 97% relative to list price. So, give or take 3% discount. That doesn't mean every home is selling at a 3% discount. Some sell for more, some sell at asking price. But if you just want to look at the neighborhood averages, that's what's going on. And if you backtrack, actually pre-COVID, September 2019, so back then sales were anywhere between 447 and 1,448 transactions. And back then there were also 269 active listings in the 2 zip codes. So actually more than there is now. But back then the inventory, because sales were higher relative to what's happened in the last year due to interest rates. Back then inventory was between 1.8 and 2.2 months. So slightly lower than it is now, but still pretty comparable. Now, from a price perspective, you have the average price of all these transactions in the last year comes out to an average price of $936,456. So a little shy of $950,000 average price in the neighborhood. Conversely, a year ago, it was $872,397. And then in September 2021, the average price was $733,467. So, $733, $872, $936. That means we saw the average price increase almost 19%, 18.9 between 2021 and 2022, and 7.3% in the last year, $872 to $936. Basically, so prices are still doing pretty good. There's some areas of the city that in the last year the average price has dropped. Not in this neighborhood. The neighborhood has gotten more expensive, and one cool stat from back in the days, but this was the only Denver neighborhood that did not depreciate in value between 2008 and 2010. So, granted, back then the average price was a little under $500,000 compared to now it's starting to flirt with $1 million. But anyway, some cool news. If you're curious about what's going on in your neighborhood or have any other questions about the Highlands or anywhere else in Denver, don't hesitate to ask me. Anyway, take care. Cheers.